Hello, everybody! If it's Wednesday, it's Warhammer, and that must mean it's time for another hotel reaction show. I am here, joined by, of course, Uncle Adam. Say hi.
How you doing?
And also the illustrious, the one, the only, Sam Lenz. What's up, Sam?
Hello, friends.
There you go. Good. Yeah, very nice. All right. Okay. We're gonna give a minute for everybody to, join in. Might show a few people some ads. Let people kind of get into the show. I'm waiting for it to. There it goes. I wanted to make sure it kicked live on my phone.
Is the audio working? Do we know?
Yeah. If somebody out there in the audience, tell me that you can hear us. Okay, it should be working just fine. But give me a shout out. Let me know that you can hear us. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Give us a sign of life.
Sign of life. Hello.
That's right. We're here at the illustrious Washington Hilton, site of the annual Presidential Correspondence Dinner, site where Ronald Reagan was shot.
Mm-hmm. Made famous for its inflatable BattleTech robots.
Absolutely. There's a giant urban mech outside, a hotel with the worst parking, probably of any hotel ever in history, and no valet. So if you have a lot of stuff, you hope you came with somebody else, or you are screwed.
You were hot on that one. You're pretty hot about the parking garage.
A hotel with no refrigerators in the rooms. It's really shocking.
There's a lot of nickel and diming in this city that I'm...
It's true. Well, it's based off of...
Okay, I was pretty upset about the restaurant I went to earlier. Sorry, everyone.
You were hot.
I was hot. I was
physically
hot.
Yeah,
it was very hot.
Quite warm out, yeah.
Hot and bothered. I sweat too easily, but I was pretty upset at that restaurant.
Well, Sam,
for what they did.
Did you know that you lose a quarter of your body heat through the top of your head? And so, for me...
That's crazy.
That's why I don't think that's true, but that was a lie.
You're just, Vince is I love the heat.
Yeah. Look, I got
swimming in the humidity.
Right, I have a lot of venting capability up here that you don't. Okay?
Yeah, I've got a permanent winter hat.
Right.
Yeah, that is true.
All right. Enough of the nonsense. We're here to talk about the Games Workshop Nova Open preview show. Okay. I'm not going to start. Now, Sam, you didn't come. But you'll react to these things as you see them.
You were the...
I have never gone to a preview show because I have always thought it will be boring. There's nothing I'm going to hear that will not be typed out online. I can absorb that at my own speed. I like that models are being revealed at events. That's all I'm here for. So I just wait for the internet.
That's right. So, Adam, you and I sat there.
Yep.
Through this experience.
Yes.
What's your summation? What do you think, Adam? What do you think?
So we were discussing this earlier. I'm trying to figure out what. So for years, these seminars, these things, these talks have always been a couple of guys up on stage or people up on stage talking about things. Maybe they show a quick video, then they talk about it with some slides where you can see the actual models, you can see the silhouettes, you can see them on a white background, and then they get done. And then they do another one, and another one, and another one, and then sometime recently, they decided
those were too efficient and informative.
Well, so I'm wondering if there's either some sort of key progress indicator that says these aren't working, and that's why they've decided to try to find a solution, or if there's just an executive who's I don't think those are good. I think we should do something else. And so now they're just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Last year at Nova, we had a quick 25-minute presentation. It was bam, 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 bam. And honestly, at that time, you and I were nice. That was
great.
It was great. It was actually pretty good. And then they overcorrected
at
Adepticon when they were hey, all right, we're so happy you folks are all here. We're going to share something really, really special. We're going to show a 1 hour and 12-minute video, so strap in. And then they literally, I thought they were joking, and they weren't. So that was bad. And now this time they've decided instead of showing an hour and 12-minute video, they showed 4 or 5, 16-minute videos with trivia in between. Yeah. That's the biggest problem in this particular show, is they keep doing this. They've got some sort of trivia app, and they make a bunch of, and it's.
Yeah. Here we go. Folks, I'm not going to sugarcoat this.
Yeah.
This was the most garbage, worthless, awful reveal show that they've ever done in the history of conventions ever.
Well, that's some kind of coding.
Yeah.
There's some coding.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
No, I like...
The spicy sugar.
They're spicy. I'm a spicy coat.
Different S coding.
Look, all of the love in the world to, like, Adam Troke, who hosted the whole thing.
I got to be honest. I said this to you during the show.
Yeah.
I was really glad that he was the MC in this because the last couple of like the Kill Team reveal they did like 3 weeks ago or whatever had this guy who I still don't know who that guy is. That guy who's like this sort of the MC.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he works there, but maybe he does. But I've never seen him before. But Adam, we've seen Adam is endearing at the very least.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a good presenter. He's got good on-camera personality.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine. I like Adam. I like all of the designers. All of those things are fine. They're great online content to put up onto the site as you to supplement the reveals. This was completely worthless. This was, for us in the room, this was an hour and 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was closer to just a straight hour. But
Okay,
maybe
sure. Oh, yeah, that's right, because it started 20 minutes late.
Right,
I'm sorry.
because they were messing around trying to
My
get
apologies.
The trivia software to work.
And we had to go through 3 rounds of completely dumb, worthless trivia full of dumb jokes
Yep.
that a 10-year-old would find funny. So whoever wrote those, you failed.
What's a trivia question? Maybe
One of them was
example?
which is not a chaos god, and it was Korn, Nurgle, Zinch, the other one
Slanesh,
and Jeff.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I had the same reaction.
The
as you.
Emperor is the 5th chaos god. Everybody knows that.
It was true. Yeah.
It was.
Good
so we had
Lord.
3 rounds of this
Is
trivia.
Like AI generated.
No, AI generated would have been far better than this.
Yeah, probably true. Very true. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I can't. I don't want to insult ChatGPT, which I'm ready to insult most of the time.
I do it all the time.
By alleging it would do this. That is it was awful. And then the actual videos, just to like lay this out, like we're going to get into it, everybody, and I'll talk about them. But look, there's not much for us to discuss here because they showed nothing, and then after they did 2 small reveals where you saw actual models, sorry, on camera here, 2 small reveals where you actually saw models, they then went to quote-unquote roadmaps, wherein they interviewed a person and they sort of kind of talked about what was happening to varying degrees of specificity, usually with none. One of the things that I do, literally,
0 secrets.
multiple times a week professionally, okay, like part of my actual job, I am paid real American dollars for, okay, is to work with the clients who have purchased our software and explain to them our roadmaps for the next 18 months usually to then there's farther out stuff to 3 years.
So there's no surprises.
Correct. So that they can plan and they know what's coming. And like, this is a professional operation spending, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. On professional business to business software. Okay. We serve the largest corporations in the world. And that's who I present to this information. So I know how to do a roadmap. I've done it hundreds of times. If I showed up and presented anything, even remotely in the zip code of what was just shown to us as a roadmap, I would be fired.
They basically said, well, here's a roadmap, and the roadmap is that we're going to make some more books and some more models soon. Which should be surprising to no one, and that's not a roadmap, really. Like, honestly, and we were talking about this before on the way up here, that this entire presentation could have been an email, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a meeting that could have been an email.
So, look, man, I don't want to be a downer. I know people don't come to the show to have me crap all over things. I don't generally like to. I like to be a positive person. I love this game. I love Games Workshop. I love AOS. I'm having more fun playing AOS right now with 4.0 than I have in years, for all of 3rd edition. I've played 32 games now so far, 4th edition. I've got new armies on the table. I'm really excited about, all that stuff has me jazzed. Super jazzed. Okay? I am in, man. I am hype for the game. And I came here saying, well, certainly they're going to show us the Stormcast. We all know that because we knew they were going to reveal the Stormcast and Escape, and that's not surprising. They were both in the launch box.
Yep.
Right? And I was like, cool. So if I was planning this, I would show the Skaven, I would show the Stormcast and their book and something like that. And then I would show whatever the next thing is for this year. And then for a roadmap, I would present like, here's the 3 or 4 books we're going to hit, right, in the first 6 months of next year. Okay? And that's simple. I would have walked away and like, here's your cool new thing for Chaos. Here's the new Chaos Spearhead that we're going to do, right, that'll release with the box. That'd be great. That's a low bar. That's still not a real roadmap.
Sure.
Right? I'm asking for like 6 to 9 months, maybe. And we failed to clear it.
They were talking about some things that were in 2025. They
sort
were
of.
Very vague.
That's bull, though. Like, they're always going to be stuck. They cannot spoil the surprise of anything because it will affect the sales. Hey, Primaris Space Marines are coming out in 3 months. You know, they're never going to say when that changeover is coming because it's going to affect the numbers.
Like they
I was
did.
saying earlier, there's never going to be a secret. I'm never going to tell you any information. Just look at the model. Like,
Yeah.
And like a bunch of their actual interviews were just, what's happened in 2024 so far? How you been? What's going on? Dude, I don't care.
Well, there was.
I don't care.
I don't forget who he was talking to, but you were like, "Do they know the camera's on?"
Yeah. When they're just like having a chat
They're just like,
about
"Oh,
like,
what's going on?" Yeah.
hey, what you been building?
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah.
Are you for real right now?
Yeah. I wasn't sure what was like. What are we gonna start talking about eventually?
on the other hand, though, you have to ask yourself, if you could have anything you want from them, what would you have them give? What is a good preview show then? Telling you things that may or
and
may not.
books.
Well, I want to hear things that are coming, right? I
Yeah.
want some wow, new information was revealed. That is, but also if they don't follow through on that,
who cares?
Because that's how rumors happen. You hear like ideas. I don't doubt that these ideas are not expressed within headquarters. Some of them pop out. Some of them become real. So if I'm being negative, I have to ask myself.
Yeah, what's the flip side? The flip side is, sure, sometimes, like, that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm holding them to, like, 6 to 9 months. Some of that stuff that's coming out is already in warehouses. It's printed.
This is the thing. I was going to say.
They're not going to miss that.
They could, if they wanted to, give us a roadmap that was 2 to 3 years.
Correct.
Because that stuff's already planned. They don't
100%.
just come up with this stuff in the like 9 months from now. They go, you know what we should do, and then do it. No, this is a much longer runway.
In business, we call it ice slush water. Okay, like year 1, year 2, year 3. Ice means it's solidified. You know what you're releasing because it's already being coded, or in this case, it's already gone to print. It's been written. The books are there at the printer, and they're sitting in a warehouse. Then you've got slush, where it's like your plans. It's in process. It's in development. It's what's happening. And then you got water, which is just like purely planning stages, right? They could do an ice slush water roadmap.
They could just do an ice
and
slush.
say like the farther part out. We're not sure exactly when. They could just say like broadly in 2025 we're going to do the following. They could do that.
And they did a little bit of that. Like they talked about how in 2025 Imperial Guard are going to come out in 40K.
Yeah, sure.
Which I kind of thought it was going to be probably closer to 2026, frankly. So I was a little surprised by that, but not so much that I wanted to sit through an hour of this. I'll be honest there.
So, I mean, honestly, for us in the room, like, my first thought was, boy, I do not get paid enough for this. Like, I don't mean to be a jerk, but, like, it's nice to be here. I love being able to come to Nova.
It's a great convention, but I said this to you earlier, if I wasn't going to do this thing here with you, I would have just looked at this information on the website later. Yeah.
Speaking of which, why don't we transition, Sam, so you can take in some of these exciting reveals.
Indeed.
I would love to see these reveals.
Okay, so the first thing made me laugh so hard. So the first reveal is for Blood Bowl, which, by the way, already, look, Blood Bowl is an amazing game. It has an incredibly dedicated fan base. I am not making fun of it. But if you're headlining your show with a Blood Bowl reveal, boy, did they have nothing. You got nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I mean, I'm sorry. It's not like a revenue driver internally.
But hey, everyone wants Chaos Dwarves, right?
Well, yes, they do. So it was very funny to me that, like, everybody's been begging and pleading for Chaos Dwarves in AOS. I don't think they should do it. I think Chaos Dwarves should stay out of Age of Sigmar. I think they should go back to
more new armies.
Yeah, I think they should go to the old world. Like, that's where they make sense. Put Chaos Dwarves in the old world. I'm fine with them there. At any rate, they finally made Chaos Dwarves, and the Chaos Dwarves they made are like 3 Chaos Dwarves from Blood Bowl.
I've never seen these dwarves.
Okay. Well, let's take a look, Sam, shall we?
Okay.
All right, he's got to get close. So blah blah blah, talkie video, and then there you go. I know it's going to be small for you. It's
Now,
bigger.
here's the
video.
trick. They never showed us this image during the conversation.
They did not.
They always showed us a bunch of like too close images of these guys, which were on a dark background of stuff going on in the background. And they've been doing this a lot lately, where the videos and the actual conversations we're trying to have, we're trying to learn about these models. They don't show them to us in the videos. And when you're at the show, when you're at Nova, when you're at Adepticon, you can't see this. Now, you
Right.
folks at home get to see this, and you're like, oh yeah, look at all this. That. But why can't they show that image here at the show, even
Right.
for like 5 seconds?
It's unbelievable. We don't get this nice, clean
Yep.
image where you can actually see the figs. They were always like dark and shot in weird
And they never
lighting.
showed all of them at
like
once.
Orange lamps, smoke machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Spinning and then slowing down.
Speed
and then
ramping. It's called a speed
okay.
ramp when it goes from like slow to fast, or whatever. Yeah.
Okay,
So you got like
Cool.
you got your Hobgoblin dudes. You got this new Hobgoblin Slitta guy in the middle. You got a couple Chaos Dwarf blockers. And then you've got the new fire, this dude up here and this dude here.
yeah, the guy, the
They're just
model with the fire
little cut
potion
and
is
paste.
cool.
Yeah, the little fire potion dudes. And then that's what comes in the plastic box. And then at the same time, they're going to release, there's kind of the Hobgoblin's better view. There you go. There's the actual...
Even better. You can even see them more close up.
Yeah, there's the actual Chaos
Boy,
Dwarves
that would have been nice
themselves.
to see in the video.
Absolutely. And then at the same time in resin, they're going to release, there's the fire guys. It's fine. They look identical.
Yeah.
The Slittas or whatever. And then in resin, you get separately from the plastic box, you can get the two bull centaurs.
All right, let's talk about the hats.
Yep.
What?
Well, the title of this
try
says
not to
"Hats
swear on
off
this.
to Hashut," right?
Hey,
But yeah, that's
yeah.
the
Great.
Hashut guys are always the hat on a hat guys.
They gave them like weird Pope hats with little like decorative water buffalo horns.
They do look like Grand Poobahs of some sort of flavor. Yeah.
It's whatever. Honestly, they remind me of the old Chaos Dwarves.
Sure.
Just updated.
Yeah.
Got a little more anatomy going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
My reaction to these was cool.
Would
Cool.
have been nice
Yeah.
to see him in the presentation.
There's like 10 people in the world right now that are super happy about this.
Beyond jazzed, right? Like they are a 10 out of 10 right now.
I'm really
Run
happy
around
for
the room.
them.
Yeah. No, I am too. I hope this is great.
Yeah, like this like I don't care about Chaos Dwarves. They're not an AOS thing. I don't play Blood Bowl. But like I looked at these and was like, yeah, cool. For the people who wanted Chaos Dwarves, their Blood Bowl team, Chaos Dwarf team back, I'm sure this is very exciting. They look fine. Like, great. Good. Like, in general, the Specialist Design Studio and the Blood Bowl teams have done, I think, a really good job at recreating the aesthetic of this stuff and updating it with modern sculpts. And I think this lives up to that. Like, this was good.
They look even better now that I can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get some weaponry in those hands and
Sure.
make a unit if you like.
Like, if this
Get
had
some
been...
machine guns.
If this had been part of like a larger reveal where we actually saw more things, I would have been like, a nice opening amuse bouche.
We
right?
just
Like,
peaked.
yeah, but this is the peak of the mountain.
Yeah.
Come on.
It is seriously downhill from here.
Okay.
All right.
So, but yeah, good stuff. I'm happy for the Blood Bowl people. Like, it's cool. They're cool models. I'm not like it's a neat update on the Chaos Dwarf design. So good stuff. Stephen Powell said James Wapple is excited and is kicking off making more on his 3D printer instead. Very nice.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Danny Smith says all I wanted was kill team rules that were like Warcry instead of a convoluted mess.
Oh my God! Yes, thank you.
We were talking about that
Cry.
earlier.
It was
Yes.
want Psy Cry. But
Yeah.
no, they just added flight back into Kill Team.
It's
Right? From what I hear, the problem was that Harlequins have the flight ability. They're too powerful, so they removed that, and now the new edition, this new box, brings 2 armies with flight.
With flight, yeah.
I tried playing Kill Team, and I've never had a greater sense that I was forgetting something than after every
Oh,
game.
there's so much in it. It's so dense.
And I
it
tried,
shouldn't
man.
be.
I
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah, but you're now looking at Necromunda,
Yes.
which is also very dense.
Because I want Psycry.
Yeah, I
Necromunda
get
makes sense, though. I speak that language.
Yeah.
Kill Team was just like 3 different clunks. I
Sure.
don't know.
all right. Well, let's go to the next one, which was AOS mercifully. Like, if it hadn't been for this, boy, I would have truly felt like my time was 100% wasted. As it was only 80% wasted. Okay, so new Stormcast, blah, blah, blah. There we go. So we got this new person, Iridian the Witness.
I can't tell if this is a bad model or a bad angle.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad angle. I think they have more pictures of it. There you go. That's like what it kind of looks like from the side.
That's not selling it to me.
Decent. Yeah, if you're like above that looking down from an angle like the way we typically paint our models.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
It'll have a different impression than that like
straight on view.
Base
It's a
level.
weird
Yeah,
angle.
they, like angle the camera at a certain.
Yeah, you'd never
like,
actually
base,
look at it
like-
at this angle.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I mean, even a 3/4 would maybe help, but the fact that there's not a 3/4 view makes me think that from the 3/4 view, it's even weirder looking.
Sure.
This just looks like a weird video game at that angle.
Something's weird.
But this is like a master of the Reclusians, and sort of like the story behind this named character is they're like they're the first one who killed another Stormcast Eternal because they had been reforged too many times and were like begging to please let them rest, and so he
I want
did it.
my soul to be used as a battery in the Star Bridge.
Exactly. So that's cool, and you can make the normal guy out of him too. This is the Lord Vigilant on Morgriff, which is fine. There you go. Slightly different view of that guy. So fine, cool.
Yeah.
Like you can make in other words, you can make both a special character or a generic out of this guy.
I mean, until they decide that they'll stop producing this model in 5 or 6 years, yeah, go ahead and enjoy your Stormcast models.
You're not heard about Sacrosanct at all, being that was your whole army, were you?
No, my 40 Sequitors and 20 Evocators and all of the commanding staff being erased from the book.
Mm-hmm.
Me? Why would I be mad about that?
Can't think of any reason.
No.
And and never mind that the stupid Vanguard with the tiny hand crossbows get to stay.
They get to stay. And in fact, just wait, Sam. We're gonna have some more stuff. At any rate, yeah. I mean, I think this guy looks cool. Honestly, he doesn't blow me away. I know there's some people in the comments who are like really into this one, and that's fine. Like again, I think that I'm not telling you you're wrong. I think it looks neat. It just doesn't like super grab me. The wings I think would look cooler if they were unfurled. Like it's very, the way they're
That's where I've
very
been,
tight.
It's like, okay.
If they were spread out like kind of like when you think of eagle wings, which is kind of what they're modeled after and painted after here, right? Mm-hmm. You think of them as like being very unfurled.
Can every model be doing this though?
I mean,
that's the That's what I'm asking myself when I see that. I'm like, okay, it's a different winged mount.
Yeah,
There's
it just
so
seems like
many that
very
are just
tight in itself, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like galloping, so the wings are tucked back.
Yeah.
It's funny angle, but yeah, I feel like it has a very strong kind of ramp.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Kind of an angular look when you're seeing it on the table.
I guess sports car
looks
type
like
of look.
An arrow.
Yeah. New Lord Celestant to replace the old Lord Celestant. There you go.
Oh, never mind. What the?
It's fine.
Why does it have a forge-rolled head, though?
This head is weird.
Maybe that's just a weird painting.
Yeah, I think this head, the one of the, sorry everybody who's not seeing my finger, I think this head in this one is just a little strange. I think the head with the longer hair is fine. I think the head with the mask is actually the best one. Like I think
what
that
is
one
it doing though? Okay,
this like very contrapunto
position.
Like, yeah,
this is how I find.
Mm-hmm. Basically,
the
he's saying, "I'm just going to keep swinging these weapons, and if you get in the way, that's on you, man. I'm sorry."
Exactly. Fine. I'll start kicking
and I'll
the
start
air.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know how this works.
Yeah.
You've played this game.
The other poses, it makes more sense, but the double weapon is just like.
Yeah, I like the shield and hammer. Honestly, I think.
The shield looks better.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen what the shield looks like.
This got me at first, though, because it's a more like kind of. I like these Stormcast with a waistline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more svelte figure. Yeah,
they've been dieting, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. So that's fine. The new Lord Relictor, who I think looks actually like legitimately awesome, and is probably my favorite figure of the whole reveal.
Yeah.
Which is it's an update to the original one. But you mentioned like the waist. The original Lord Relictor really suffered from like the I'm a rectangle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy definitely has like they've very much got the hourglass here, which is great as like a sort of. I think they were absolutely trying to model a hardcore hourglass to bring back that sort of like death vibe, because it's kind of an associated thing. So it's creating that image in your mind. I like the head. I like the skull helm with the. See, it's got the hood up here. Like, you can have the alternate one with the hood or without. I like the original cape of magic toilet paper on the original one looked kind of stupid and fake. This one looks a lot more naturalistic in how it's falling. Like it just the bone The like bone chest plate looks incredible. Like this dude is boss.
I like the evolution of this design.
Yeah.
To see more Lord Relictors, that imprinted bone chest design. I like that they're keeping the I'm carrying an entire casket around on a stick kind of like.
It's him. They carry their own body. That's their body.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, from when they died. Because like they were a person, right? And then they died, and then their body got remade into a new Stormcast form. Like they're not their soul isn't living in the same body they lived their normal life in. So they actually carry around their old body.
I thought all the old bodies were destroyed when the world was blown up.
Well, no, like these guys died in Age of Sigmar times.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Neat, right? That's pretty cool.
That's neat.
Like they did a corpse run.
This is my actual skeleton. My bones are green.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mess with a guy who shakes his entire skeleton at me and is just like, "Ugh." I'd be like,
this is me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, look what I did to me.
Weird.
Think what I'm going to do to you. I'd be like, I'm going to go.
Stop hitting yourself.
Exactly.
I also will say I like his hammer a lot better. If you remember, the original Lord Relictor had like a really small,
and it had a lot of tail.
Yeah. Whereas this one, like, I like the longer sort of two-handed hammer, right? Like he's clearly, like he can clearly just stick the banner in the ground and like start swinging that thing hard. So like, yeah, that's cool. I dig that. I just think it's a great design. Like he's really good. Whoever sculpted this one, my hats off to you. That's like really good.
Spin move devastating in Age of Sigmar.
The new Lord Terminos, which is like it's pretty good. Again, great. We did not get to see a good picture of this at all during the preview. And I really like this one a lot as well. I think this one's good. I like the chain around the waist, the cloak and the point has a lot of good moves.
I would have loved to have seen this model.
Like the sword dropping behind the... that one has a really great silhouette.
Yeah, and the sword is way better than the axe, right? The axe is so big and ridiculous, it just throws off the whole silhouette, I think.
The way it weights it over the other side of the base is just
correct.
Weird.
Yep. But the sword, like the dude holding the sword and pointing like this version of him, the one on the left, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really good. Again, to be clear with everyone, we did not get to see an image this clear and clean that makes the model look this good during the live preview.
If the people want to, if they are feeling a little masochistic, watch the videos and you'll see that you didn't see anything like this in those videos.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're showing videos on the YouTube or on there that are not the videos that we saw. Maybe it was some sort of social experiment.
Yeah,
and
A/B testing.
Yeah, it was A/B testing to see. I don't know.
Yeah, and obviously this guy released. There's another version of him that was already in Skaven Tide, but this is like the standalone version of him, so that's cool. And I think he only comes with the axe in Skaven Tide. Somebody might correct me. I haven't built that. I've been focused on the Skaven side of the box, as you might expect.
Yeah, exactly.
The Reclusians, so again, guys that are in the Skaven Tide box with the new builds for them, with new, sort of options of how they can look and stuff, so that's cool. They have much more dynamism here in these poses, which I like. I think the Reclusians out of Skaven Tide look amazing.
Yeah.
I think they're really good. I think the Reclusians here are even better. So, like, from strong to stronger, right? Like, if the passives were an A, these are an A+, I've got no problem. Right? I mean...
Yeah.
Okay. You got other options, like they have hammers now too, stuff like that, so that's cool. They're big maces or whatever. This was new, the Stormstrike Paladors.
Don't think I ever saw these.
They did show them. Matt talked about them a little in the video.
I don't remember seeing them so clearly.
And I'd love to do more Ratcast out of these guys, but that's going to take a lot of time. That's for a future project. What was funny to me in the video, they're like, Matt was like, this gives Stormcast the heavy shock cavalry they need. And I was like, huh?
What?
As opposed to, like, the Dracoth Riders, or the Draconiths, or the Stormguard Drakes, or the Kitty Cater Riders, or, what are you talking about? You've made, 17 heavy cav for Stormcast.
It's just like, we haven't cut this troop and this troop in half and put them together yet, so... pretty soon we're gonna have Griff Chargers riding dragons. How
absolutely,
about that?
It's kind of like Taco Bell. You just take the same 5 things.
It's all just cheese, beans.
Yeah, different order. Yeah,
meat.
Somehow it tastes slightly.
Now it's a cheesy rancherita or whatever.
Pat Noon says the shock cav that Zinch needed, to be honest. And Mergonk, who plays, she's obviously a big Stormcast player, said they did Dracov's dirty. I agree. Assistant Ref said the old Paladors are better than these. I think I agree. I think I like the old Paladors. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention the Paladors. That's another out of that Vanguard chamber.
Yeah.
That's another heavy shock cav that they have. They have so many cavalry models already that are basically a shock cav.
Should have gotten rid of the Vanguard chamber.
So at any rate, yeah, I definitely agree. So my honest answer with these guys is no. I think
Yeah.
I don't
Whatever.
really like them. I think they look fine-ish. Like, they don't do anything for me. They don't have the same I don't know, they don't have like a same cool silhouette or movement as the Paladors. They don't have the same like weight as the Dracoths. You know, like they're not as impressive as the
It's
Storm
just-
Drake Guard.
They're neat, but this is the answer to the question no one asked.
Right. Right.
It's like when you see the Space Marine releases and it's like, oh, Primaris Terminator Chaplain. That needed to happen, I suppose. This, I don't know if that's even a good comparison.
No, I got you. No, it is because like there's an
All
obvious
right, like,
in the sort of in the Space Marine thing you're talking about. There'd be like, oh yeah, this thing obviously exists, but I don't have a model. Right? There's like an obvious hole
That's how it feels,
in the line.
it's-
Whereas these like
I'm sure it's cool if some little kid gets a hold of it. Like, they're going to think that's real neat.
yeah, like I was not looking for these guys, but
It's for babies.
they're fine. They're fine. And then the saddest reveal of the Stormcast, the Storm Reach portal. Sam, were you angry because all of those other armies had required faction terrain
Oh, boy.
that they had to bring with them? One extra big annoying thing to take with you and transport when you go to a tournament? Well, don't worry. Now Stormcast have it too.
Everyone's got flying moons and
Yeah.
gape maws.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's real cool.
So now if you're Stormcast, you get a building. You get the magic outhouse.
I was going to say haunted gazebo.
It does look like a haunted gazebo.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Ooh. It's got like the Doctor Who portal on it.
Yes.
Like that's what it looks
New
like.
from R.L. Stein.
It sits there and
Storm Reach portal.
it's like glowing and lit up and everything like that, and you go to walk through it, and it's actually just gummy, and you're like, oh, now you're all sticky.
Yeah, I look forward to the
man.
day when when our armies are all terrain and scenery pieces.
Oh, yeah.
And we just show up and set up terrain, and
Yeah.
then
And then there's some points
Just
that happen.
dolls,
you're done.
no dolls.
Yeah, yeah.
just playing with dollhouses.
Yeah. Necromunda could be like that. That'd be fun.
So at any
Like
rate,
catwalk.
that's that. There you go, portal.
Oh, look at the angles.
It really
The
does
top
look like.
view
I'm
on
sorry,
that.
dude. It looks
Wow.
like an outhouse.
It does.
really does.
I've never been to an outhouse that was so fancy.
Sure,
But
I'm
I've
sorry.
seen a haunted gazebo that's fancy.
It looks like a fancy. It is definitely a fancy.
Okay,
outhouse.
it's a heresy scanner.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the airport. I went through a metal detector this morning.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just terrain and manifestations on the table. Yeah, exactly. The storm TARDIS. Yes.
TARDIS.
Okay. Yeah, and then obviously the Stormcast Eternals book. Yep, sure, of course.
one's
Like
surprised.
Didn't
by
they already
this.
do that? This
no, it's
Not yet.
Do it again now.
thrown away then.
And then your spearhead stuff. That's fine. Great. And
So
then
wait, go back.
Okay.
So is there a spearhead book?
So what it says is alongside where are we at here? Sorry. Just like Battle Tomescape, there's also a gamer. No, it's just the Gamers Edition, including cards which cover all your primary Stormcast Eternal rules. So it's like when they
So
release
they're
the book,
making
they'll
two-
release cards as well. So
Oh.
you can get.
So
So
there's-
if you bought the Stormcast cards from the index,
Okay, so this is the same book that was above.
yeah.
And
Just,
now they're just showing it next to cards. Okay,
Correct.
I was confused because I assumed this was a separate book, because why would you show the thing you just showed the paragraph above, but now next to cards?
yeah. I
Okay.
do love that if you were foolish enough to buy the Skaven or Stormcast cards that came out at the index release like less than a month ago, you're going to be you can buy new cards
Yeah,
like
that's-
now. That is a short lifespan on that product. Okay. New cover art. It's not the best, but at least it's new. That's right. Yeah, that's the limited edition cover. Yeah,
Here, this next graphic is the thing that could have just saved us all a bunch of time.
Yeah, now here's what's important. As I'm sure you all watched the video. Sorry to hit that S so hard. As I'm sure you all watched the video, you would have noticed that when we cut to Ben Johnson, he said nothing. Nothing. I'm sorry, Ben, if you watch this. Ben, I love you. And I'll buy you a pint next time I'm over there. I don't know if you were acting under corporate mandate. If you are being held against your will, Ben, in the next video... Blink twice. We'll watch carefully. Because he literally said nothing. It was like 2024 so far, and they were talking about it. It's like, yeah, okay, we all remember Scaventide. It happened 2 weeks ago. Whatever. And then he's like, well, we've got a Chaos book, and then next year a Death and a Destruction book. Really exciting. End. It ended, and I was like, are you for real? What was that? What was
Maybe they don't know.
that?
Serious question.
Yeah. Maybe they don't know.
Well, that's what's so funny, because then they put up this graphic, okay, and it says 2024 so far, fine.
Yeah.
And then still to come, the Skaven, the Stormcast Eternals, and they actually said here on the picture what the Chaos book is. It's Slaves to Darkness. So why did Ben, in the video, not
really,
say...
Yeah. Because I don't
we
remember
have
him
Slaves to
saying-
Darkness coming, and we're really excited. You're going to get this new hero, or this new spearhead, or we're going to do this box, or this thing, or whatever. Something.
Archaon's got to be doing something, right?
Like, tell me a little bit, like, the Slaves to Darkness are going to do this and this in the book. Like, you could give me some lore bit or whatever.
What's all this Sigmar light shit about?
What
just
what's,
nothing. Just the reclusion.
What does her spear do?
But what does her spear do?
Indeed.
So basically, we know in 2024 we'll get the Skaven book, the Stormcast book, and the Slaves to Darkness book. Okay, fine, like whatever. And then we go to and beyond, right? And we go to 2025. So like this roadmap is built like this roadmap image is
Odd.
It has no natural flow. Just hard no from me. Sorry, I bumped the camera there, everybody. At any rate, and then it says army boxes, spearheads. That's what it says here, Sam. That's their big reveal. We're going to release army boxes and spearheads. Products.
Yeah.
Yes.
In 2025, we'll make things.
We know. And then, yeah, all it says is death and destruction. And they do tell us the one nice thing that they said here is they did clarify right here that there will be a spearhead for the Orc War Clans, and they have an Iron Jaws picture. Right now, as spearhead exists, there is no Iron Jaws spearhead. Okay? Like, it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, clearly, the actual best piece of information that they revealed in this quote-unquote roadmap is we're going to do an Iron Jaw spearhead, probably. Like, I'm inferring that from the image. It doesn't actually say that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't realize that they didn't have an Iron Jaw spearhead. That's weird. I wonder why that is.
And and so, like, you couldn't just say, 2025, we're going to do a death book, we're going to do a destruction book in the first quarter, or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And what's really exciting is that with the destruction book, which just tell us it's going to be Orc War Clans or whatever, you could say, and really exciting, we know the Iron Jaws players who want to get into Spearhead don't have a Spearhead. Guess what? We're going to be releasing an Iron Jaws Spearhead. So all of you heavy armored Orc players, don't worry, you'll get to be able to join in on the fun with all of your friends. Yeah. And that's cool. That's baseline stuff. That's nothing that exciting. I would expect them to do it, right? Mm-hmm. But at least be clear about it. This is worthless. Like, it's the meme of, like, the dude looking at the piece of paper, and he's like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is nothing, guys. This is nothing. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole preview show is basically 2 Sundays compressed into one.
Correct.
Day
at best.
Community page?
At best. I've seen Sunday, like, preview community, or, like, the Sunday previews that are stronger than this.
We cover, like, more ground. We've got, like, Blood Bowl, Stormcast. Have I
Are they
forgotten
just in a
something?
weird slump right now, but yet Nova still happens when Nova happens, and so they like scramble to try to
for
figure
real.
out.
it's a
That
complete
is
mystery.
what
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
So
That's
they-
why all of this is so vague, because it's just fill the preview show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like yes, so we got S2D, and then there's a little more. I know, don't worry, we're getting there. The additional information down here is the Slaves to Darkness will also get a new spearhead featuring the Dark Oath tribes again. Cool. Why is that in the article? Why did Ben not say that?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? When the like we're releasing S2D, and when we release these books, what we're going to be doing is often releasing new spearheads. Not all the time, but often. For example, with our first big book release for the Slaves to Darkness, we're going to be releasing a new Dark Oath spearhead. So if you really want to get those sweet barbarian warriors on the table and let your inner Conan out, then this is the spearhead for you, right?
Oh man, you got me so excited, Vince. I'm ready to buy some Dark Oath.
Yeah, like
Put all the new stuff.
It feels like it honestly feels like we'd be better served just reading this than actually going to the event. But
That's why I just
right, but then we'd miss the trivia.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then what they basically
yeah.
said is like we're going to have stuff for Auric War Clans and Gloomspite gets, which is what the two armies that were up in the picture about, right?
What color is an orc? Yellow? Purple?
Jeff,
Continue. Jeff?
So like, you know, it's cool to see that like there'll be an army box and individual releases for Gits. That's cool. Their army's already pretty big, so I'm not sure what else we're getting there. That I'm actually like on the edge of worried about that because Gits is already kind of unwieldy as a faction because it's got like these 4 decent sized sub factions in it, right? Of squigs, goblins, trolls, and the spider people.
yeah.
And so, like, I don't know what we're missing in that already kind of bloated line, but I mean, I have to imagine they'll just cut the spiders, I would think, but who knows? At any rate,
Well, if we apply the Stormcast mentality to this, we haven't had spiders riding trolls yet.
good point.
That's a good point.
And we hadn't had squids
Or-
riding moons.
Or trolls riding spiders. There you go.
Human genius over here.
Absolutely. So at any rate, the part I want to impress upon you all is that watching this live, the show starts 20 minutes late, and then we do 10 minutes of trivia, which is worthless. 10 minutes of them screwing up the trivia and it
Yeah, there
failing
were-
and the
there
app
were
not working.
Technical difficulties.
And then finally it does work.
Yep.
And again, I'm not going to blame the tech guy
Yeah,
for that. He was
right,
doing
right.
his best.
That sucks.
But nonetheless, we did all have to suffer through that. Okay. And then at 8:40, we have seen all of this stuff. We've seen the Stormcast, that's it. And they're like, and Adam's like, we're going to go back to you at Nova, and then we'll come back with roadmaps. And I was like, okay, cool.
Not
Now
me.
remember, we hadn't seen that the roadmap was nothing yet, and that Ben was going to say, we're coming out with books and products. Which is basically what he said in the video.
See,
Okay.
We're going to continue being the company that has made the things you like.
Right. Oh yes, it also has traditional wolf riders. You're right. Yeah, they've alluded to to a wolf rider clan. Yeah, probably. I mean, that's probably the thing. Cut the spiders, bring in wolf rider people. Like, I'd be fine with that. That's cool. And so, like, in the article itself, Sam, like, this is the whole Stormcast preview, and we saw the roadmap, like, right, blah, 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 right? In the article itself, if you go down and click on the image for Stormcast, it just took you straight to the same Stormcast page again with that roadmap. Because that roadmap was nothing. That told us, like, in the actual live show, there was markedly less information revealed than in the picture and that one paragraph of text. If I had gotten an email with, like, check out the roadmap and that one paragraph of text, I would have learned more in the 2 minutes it took me to scan that than the hour plus I was stuck in that room with the dumb trivia games.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was terrible. All right. Troll riding a squig with a spider hat. Yes. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at, Green Mountain Sol.
Mountain.
There you go. So, like, maybe it's a troll riding a squig. Okay.
Yes.
He's got a spider
Love that
on
vision.
top of his head,
Yeah.
and he's dual wielding goblins.
Ooh.
He just hits people with them.
Fanatics.
Yeah, he's just dual wielding fanatics. Yes. There we go. We've nailed it. We have unified the ultimate goblin sculpt.
Couldn't every army use one of these Ultimos? I like where this is going.
Yeah, I think we're really getting some brainstorming.
Yes. Yes, if you haven't hit like yet, we just had to suffer through a very awful preview that you all learned much more than us by spending a minute of your life reading an article. Hit like. Hit like for watching 3 old men be bitter and yell about their wasted time as they see the end slowly coming. At any rate, so...
Yes, critiquing the Stormcast bodies.
So then we got some old world stuff. Again, that's fine. It was mostly, like, again, with the roadmap. Basically, we just got, like, a quick roadmap thing, which was, they said, like, still to come this year is the Warriors of Chaos, which is fine. And then, like, again, I love the going into 2025, army boxes, heroes, plastic, metal, resin. That's what it says.
Catches all the bases, really. Yeah.
We will release products.
Yep.
Telephone, lamp, computer. Is that the...
Man, woman, person,
this,
camera,
how much
TV.
of this is made by AI? Okay, they used AI to write the new Kill Team, I'm hearing. And this is also really smacking of just
Gases.
make them up.
Yeah.
Like,
Gases, liquids, solids. You know, plasma,
Animal, mineral,
yeah,
vegetable.
Exactly. Yeah.
How many classes of things can we name? Kingdom, order, phylum, genus, species. Okay, so anyways.
talk like this, fun.
Yeah, so more factions is the next line. Like, I cannot, this is so devoid of information.
More armies.
Like, if you hadn't have done this, what? See, here's the question. Like, let's say they were like, we got nothing. Let's just not have a preview. Would
Right.
people have freaked out? Is that? I'm assuming that's the concern.
I
People would have
assume.
thought that there would have been so much news about how they're circling the drain. They can't even do previews anymore. Yada yada. But I feel like they didn't have enough information to do a proper preview. Except that they do have the information. They just don't seem to want to share it, which is weird.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not.
They're never
They
going to
don't.
tell you anything.
It's not that they don't know what's happening next year.
Right, yeah. They
So
just don't wanna
why
tell us.
not?
Yeah, just tell us Everchosen is coming back.
Yeah.
Get the community psyched again.
And then they talked about how High Elves and the Empire of Man will be the next 2 up, which is actually, like, again,
Cool.
That's something.
That's something.
Yeah, yeah.
I literally turned to Adam and was like, "Oh, okay," because they did the AOS one first, and it was so vapid and devoid of information. I was like, "Is that what these are all going to be?" Where they just say like, "We're making books,"
Plastic, pewter, resin.
and then they went to like the what they do next. They did the 40K one next, right?
Yeah, I think
and
so.
Stu actually was like, "Well, we're gonna do what do you say? Imperial Guard or
and some
Astra Militaire, or
Astra
whatever." Like,
Militaire. Yeah, they're gonna do
and
much. They're gonna
Eldar
do more of the
stuff.
Deathcore Creek plastics.
yeah, I thought that like the 40K one, he just mentions like we're gonna do Imperial Guard and you'll get Death Corps of Krieg, which is cool. And he mentioned we're gonna do Eldar and finish out like resculpting the Aspect Warriors.
that was
and
like
I
the
was like,
first one that
okay,
was
that's
actual
something.
roadmap and no images.
Right.
No, like the
Nothing.
previous 2, they were at least showing you some stuff, and then at the end there's a roadmap. This one, they're just like, yeah, more stuff's coming, and it's this and this, and we're like, okay.
And I'm just like, why couldn't we get okay? Their thought process for putting this together is so mystifying to me. Like they showed in some of the earlier videos, while the people would be talking, they would show images on screen, right? Like they have the technology to do an overlay.
yeah.
Okay.
They call it B-roll.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. And so like, why when Stu says we're going to do the Death Corps of Krieg,
We didn't see any of them.
did we not see at minimum a model?
No.
And if we can't swing that, why did we not see like concept art from the book or a cool new art piece or something like that? Sketches, whatever, something.
And again, it's not because they haven't made it yet.
Right.
It's done.
Right.
Because it's coming out next
We could have
year.
seen a model. Like
Yeah, anything.
at Adepticon they showed like a Liberator or whatever, right? And it was like, okay, not exciting, but at least you did something.
Something,
right?
yeah. At least
And
you tried.
At least you tried.
Yeah.
Here we're getting less and less and less each time, which is just mystifying. Okay. And like or Eldari Aspect Warriors, the other missing ones. Cool. Show like a new, I don't know, what haven't they redone yet? Show a new Swooping Hawk or something. Like I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know Jack
right?
White Eldar.
Concept sketches.
Yeah.
Like something. Just show some
something
aspect warriors. Show some
interesting.
art. Show something cool out of the new book. Show a new, like, I would love it if they showed a new art piece. Like, you know what I really love? Okay. When you thought you were going to get through the show without me talking about Magic, you were wrong. Okay. When they do Magic previews, which, by the way, when Magic does a roadmap, Magic the Gathering, we did a roadmap like at the end of last year. They did a roadmap, and they revealed the sets that were going to be happening through 2025. Every set, and they showed, what did they show? Oftentimes they didn't show you cards from the set. Sometimes they showed you a few, like here's a cool card, here's a cool card. But much more what they show you when they did these reveals is art. They would show big, huge screens of art, and they would credit the artist.
Because it adds flavor.
Exactly. They would say, like, here's the cool world. We're going back to Ixalan. Here's some cool images from Ixalan. Here's some amazing art we commissioned our artists to do. Here's the artist that did it. And, like,
Warhammer,
that was awesome. It got me hyped because some of those art pieces, like, looking at art gets me super hyped for these
Warhammer
games.
trades on lore.
Yeah.
So they could have showed some of the art from the upcoming Krieg or whatever so that you could be like, oh, that looks awesome. And it doesn't have to be a model. The models probably, maybe the models aren't painted yet. I get it. Sure, great. But if you show some artwork and you do that kind of stuff, yeah, you're just going to, something. But it was just a guy saying that there's going to be some Krieg coming, and then there was no imagery.
My imagination is not miniatures shooting each other on the table. It is moving artwork.
Right.
It is all inspired down from the sketches.
There's a reason I have 40K art, even though I don't play that much 40K, but there's a reason I have a bunch of it hanging in my basement because it's incredibly inspiring. Like I have, Sisters of Battle art and stuff like that because I think it freaking rules, right? Like I think it's like, John Blanche art is one of the first things that like indelibly imprinted upon me that like this is cool. Mm-hmm. Art can like really bring people into your game, and they're not even giving us that. It's just it's mystifying.
Yeah.
Just some concept sketches, even if it isn't fully fledged.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, as Adam said,
the Darkness
it
book
is.
on the
It's
way.
printed. It's in a book. They have full, beautiful renders of this art probably already sent for most of these books to the like Warhammer art department to do prints of them, right? So whatever. Cool stuff. Good to see the Empire and High Elves release. Like that's fun. That's cool. My buddy will be very excited. He's an Old World High Elf player, so he's really excited about that. So that's nice.
Cool.
I'm glad we actually got the armies. Okay. Yes. JP Got Rocket said a voiceover with a mildly continental accent laying down some Krieg lore over a Karl Kopinski art piece. Exactly.
Yep.
That's like, this is just like so obvious, and yet we can't. We are tripping over a bar that is like on the floor. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And then finally, I just wanted to bring this up because this is the other roadmaps. They did this hilarious thing. Like here, you have this. So I want to talk a bit about the special thing we saw here because guess what, everybody? There was a special thing for us in the studio. They talked about Horus Heresy, and that's fine. Like I don't talk about heresy much on this channel, but they were like, we've got a lot more Space Marines to do and Legion Imperialis, and we're going to keep fleshing out Space Marines for a couple years. I love how like non-committal Specialist Design Studios is. They were like, oh, we got Space Marine stuff for a couple years. I don't know, then we'll probably do other things. We got stuff. It's like, okay, man.
Just a couple more years worth of Space Marines.
But like, so...
At the end, though, they showed us this video.
Yes, so I'm going to let y'all in on the secret lore. Y'all stuck around. Y'all ready for the secret lore of what happened that only we got to see here in the audience after nearly an hour of sitting through 3 different worthless trivia games. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah, 3 times we had to endure this. Okay? We then got the super special thing that only we got to see.
It won't be on the internet, allegedly.
That will not be on the internet. Yes, that we are going to be the only people who get to see it. And I was like, all right.
They're going to
cool.
delete the video afterwards. Yeah.
We watched it, and then I literally watched somebody hit a button
Yep.
that said explode. This message will self-destruct after it is read. It was Mission Impossible.
The laptop
I saw the little
laptop started to smoke. Yeah, it was great.
Okay, so at any rate,
Awesome.
the special thing we got was a video about the new kill team that they've already revealed. Okay, which is what's it called?
Hive Storm.
Hive Storm. Okay, thank you. So yes, it's the one with the bug people, which I have openly admitted I think are dumb. I am glad if people are excited about the Vespids or whatever. I'm excited for them. I think Tau actually looked pretty cool, like the armored suit stuff. I like that kind of inspired design. I think all of their other ancillary peoples that they have like brought into the Tau alliance or whatever are awful. I do not like Kroot. I do not like Vespids. I do not like any of their
Something off with the Kroot, yeah.
their other people. But again, if you like them, that's fine. I'm not saying they're bad models. I'm saying it's kind of just my personal aesthetics. But we've seen all those models. They've released everything for Kill Team. That's all fine. So what did we get? We got like a 10-minute
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
just like lore discussion
I would
about
say dump.
lore dump about flying units and why like the Auxilia Tempest to something.
But they really talked a lot
whatever.
about the giant gun.
Oh my
And
god.
about the religious ceremonies that go around the giant gun.
My god.
And about how the giant gun defends the entire planet. And then I said to Vince, well, why don't the people who want to attack it come from the other side of the planet? Because the gun's over there, and this is the planet, and the guns are, and then you just come over from here. That's how 3 dimensions work.
So like, look, 40K is dumb.
Sure.
But it's cool. All right? Like, obviously, a dude in ultra heavy armor deciding to wield a chainsaw when, like, long-range Melta and Plasma and whatever else guns are available is just, like, literally stupid.
Yeah, that guy's going to get killed.
People on motorcycles riding around the battlefield.
No, never.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Okay? This is all dumb. But it's cool dumb, right? Because, like, yeah, it's illogical, but, like, it looks rad and it's very 40K, right?
Sure.
And so, like, we all forgive it and go, yeah, okay, like, yeah, it's silly.
I think the trick is that a giant gun on a planet is a cool concept.
We got to unpack this for Sam and for everybody here.
Right.
So the special video we got talked all about this big, giant, dumb gun. So on this Hive Storm world that they're attacking, Volcus, sure. The special thing about this world, Sam, is that it has a really, truly massive gun.
Like you can see it from space.
Right. Like it's in a whole mountain. Like if you put a mountain-sized gun into a mountain. Okay? And they're like, the Tau can't get into the system or attack the planet because of the gun. And I'm like,
That's not how space works.
no,
Yeah.
that's not how space works.
It's the one gun?
One big gun.
One very big.
Big bullet.
It's very big.
Very wide bullet.
No, strangely, it's a giant gun that shoots only one tiny bullet.
And I'm like,
Compensating.
this is even for by 40K standards, and to hear them like seriously discuss this concept, even by 40K concepts, I was like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard by far. Because, yes, a planet has a gun on a mountain. Planets rotate and turn at a set speed and orbit. That gun's firing solution is like, from the picture of it, is like this. Right? Okay?
You better get in front of me.
That is a pretty narrow amount of space you can actually broadcast out into. Jump into the system, and then just, like, swing around the other side.
Yeah.
Outside of the firing solution of that one big gun. That is dumb on a level I do not know how to rationalize. Like,
and they went on and on and on about it. Like, here's the thing. It's a dumb idea, But if you don't give us a lore dump about it, we won't think about it real hard.
Sure.
But when you keep going on about it, and I have all the ceremonies that they have and this and that, then the whole time I'm just like start thinking about the giant gun, and I'm like, this is highly inefficient, and no one should do this.
What if it shot very many bullets?
If it was an orbitable, if it was like, and people are comparing it to like the Death Star, but it's not the Death Star.
Because the Death Star could move and go
the Death Star could move and turn around.
It's just going to
It was like
slowly
the Death Star could like go to warp.
That being said, the Star Killer base in the newer movies, you were talking about how something was never so ridiculous as this giant gun. In that movie, the Star Killer base turned and like went and shot another planet.
It did.
In a different system.
It did.
And we could see it from the planet we were on.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense either.
Okay, and I made fun of Star Killer Base. And first of all, there is nothing to defend in the 3 new Star Wars trilogy movies, obviously. But like, I made fun of Star Killer Base when they did that relentlessly.
Yeah.
Relentlessly. But at least the concept of Star Killer was like, it's a planet that shoots other planets.
And they can steer it.
Right, and like, yes, they could steer it.
Yeah.
And like, planets have orbits and rotates, and like, you can math it out. You know, like we did it on paper when we were getting to the moon, right? Like, people did the math, right?
But it was within, wasn't
this
it? It
is
was
like
within
a
our
ship
own system.
that can move.
Yeah.
And it fires. It's a gun, seemingly, that fires bullets, like projectiles of some kind.
I'm assuming big ones.
Okay.
Or a lot of tiny ones.
Do you know how big space is? Like, do you know how big a system is? How much force are you firing that gun with that it doesn't just, like, explode the planet underneath it if it's going into space?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And, like, something traveling hyper fast for a bullet, okay, is getting nowhere in space. Space is so big. Anyways, people have said, I love that this is the line. And I'm like, yeah, because it's just dumb on a level I can't handle.
Yeah.
Like, I can handle orc ships running on diesel and achieving warp speed because the orcs believe it's the case.
Sure.
Because they went, well, orcs are psychic and they think it works, so it works. And I'm like, yeah, great.
Okay, cool.
You hand-waved it and said it's magic.
Yeah.
This isn't magic. This is just you put a gun. It's just nothing. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyways, this was the big special reveal we waited for, and it was like,
so they probably
cool.
saw concept art of this.
They did show art of the gun.
They did.
They showed art of the gun while he was talking.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
see that.
Now, to be fair,
they don't have a picture up?
No, because they didn't put it on the internet. We only the people at Nova could see it.
Yes.
But the thing is that like they showed off the pictures of the gun during the Kill Team reveal on Saturday, like 2-3 weeks ago or whatever it was. Like, so this was just a deeper dive into the giant gun, which nobody wanted, I don't think.
Yeah, like I'm just reading the comments here. The Tau only just figured out how to travel in space. Let them have their big gun. Well, it's not the Tau gun. It's the to be clear, the gun is
It's the Imperium's.
It's the Imperium's gun. Yeah.
For shooting Tau.
For shooting Tau, yes.
Probably.
The problem is not just dumb; it's dumb and also not cool. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that is the problem. That's a good point. Yeah.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah.
There you go. That's right. The gun is also psychic.
Yeah, it could be.
Yes. If they had been like, and the gun is sentient, it would have been like, all right, I'm back on board.
Yeah, all right, fine. Why not?
Mind bullets.
Ooh.
Yes, Marvin the Martian mans the gun. Yeah, exactly. Like, I had to blow up Earth because it was blocking my view of Venus.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's. I clearly have no Marvin the Martian impression. Yeah, space is really big, mind-breakingly big. Big isn't even adequate to describe how big space is.
It's true.
So essentially you waited around just to get teabagged by GW. Yes, accurate statement.
A little bit, yeah.
So there you go. And yes, why? Like, if it had been an orbitable platform, like, oh, this planet has a massive orbital platform, like their satellite. They built like a moon-sized satellite that kind of rotates and floats and flies around. They maneuver it around the planet. It has like, and it itself is just a super weapon. I would have been like, yeah, okay, cool, got it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Like, that's...
But that would have been too much like the Death Star, and then that would have been... No. And, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. They've done big guns.
Sure.
You know, like the Space Marine video game, not Space Marine 2, but the last one. there was a mission you had to do where you had to basically load these giant shells into a giant gun so it could shoot, I'm assuming, an orc or something like that. I don't know. But it was like massive, not as big as this one, God forbid, but it was still pretty big. So there's precedent, there's big gun precedence is what there is within 40K, but they just, I guess, decided that they had to, smash it up a notch. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Other Dave says, why don't the orcs just build a giant finger on a stick that they can put into the barrel of the planet gun?
Yeah, no, that should work, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. So, at any rate, that was the special thing we waited for. I will reiterate, this was the absolute worst preview they have ever done. They showed very little models. They showed some cool Stormcast stuff, which I very much liked, and that was great. Most of the new Stormcast people are good. The sculptors are killing it with the new Stormcast. Full hats off to the Heavy Metal team who painted them and did a fantastic job, and to the sculptors who sculpted them. And I have that hat is staying firmly on my head. I am not taking it off at all for whoever put together this titanic waste of time.
Why do you think that this is worse than the Adepticon one?
Because at least at the Adepticon one, we saw models and they had real reveals for each game.
Yes, but they still didn't show us the models in any way we could see them.
Again, that's fine, but they had models.
Yeah, they did have actual stuff to talk about.
This was Blood Bowl team.
Yeah.
Okay. And
some Stormcast.
5 Stormcast models.
Yeah.
Right? And
there was something chaosy, wasn't there?
No, that's it. And then
no, at the end they showed us that there was a guy, horse guy, Tolkien.
Oh.
There was definitely something.
Oh, they showed a Lord of the Rings special teaser at the end for a dude they're releasing for the War of the Rohirrim show, Wolf or something. The dude who, somebody who's burning Edoras or whatever. Yes, yeah. I played Lord of the Rings online. I know about the where was Gondor when the Westfold fell. I played through the fall of Western Rohan. It was a cool mission. It was a cool area. Mm-hmm. I liked it. You got your mounts and your good mounts, and it was really fun. I have no I don't play Lord of the Rings. I'm showing one miniature for Lord of the Rings.
They did technically show you.
It was technically a miniature. Yes. But seriously, there's been Sunday previews where we saw more stuff than what they did in this reveal show. The roadmaps were scant, flawed, completely vapid, and empty of any actual art, previews, models, images, or anything to get you hype. They were all basically giant wastes of time. The Stormcast itself was something we knew was already coming, and we just saw, again, they were cool. There was a couple things that were net new. We knew we'd get updated Reclusians. When they put things in a starter box, you get the models.
Yeah.
We knew we'd get the new Reclusians. We knew we'd get the new Lord Terminos. The cool things that were net new, the new guy on the bird is good. He's fine. I really love the new Lord Relictor. Really love the new Lord Relictor. That fig is amazing, and I really want to paint that fig. Okay, that thing rules. But that was it. This wasn't a preview show. This was a Sunday article. Yeah. This could have been an email. It was a absolute shocking waste of time.
Yeah.
So there you go. Danny Smith, a lot of people do. In fact, Nova, they're asking if anybody plays the Lord of the Rings game.
Oh yeah, they usually have a tournament here that's usually 80 or 90 people.
Yeah, they're really big. Nova is the big place where I think they do the biggest national tournament. I think
it's maybe the biggest North American tournament.
Yeah. And so they had some small Lord of the Rings action at NashCon as well, by the way, which is pretty cool. But the tables here at Nova for Lord of the Rings, Danny, are
really nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They do great work.
Yeah, there's actually, if you've ever dreamed of, being in, Middle Earth, man, they have, a Rivendell table that's, you are in Rivendell.
Yeah, they have ruins of Gondor. And
it's crazy. Every scene and setting that you can imagine, the weather, for, Weathertop, Edoras, Helm's Deep, Rivendell, Bree, the Barrow Downs, they have tables for all of it, and they're all
really nice.
Incredible. I don't know who made all the tables, but they're exceptional, beyond next level stuff. So there you go. Evan says, Vince, did they tell us about what her spear does? Sadly, we'll still have to wait to find out what does Abraxia's spear do. We all want to know.
What that spear do?
Still a mystery.
And maybe the most sad thing was at the end, just as this last note, At the end in there, they like rapid fired through all this stuff there, where Adam Troke is like, where he went through like all the other games. He's like, for Underworlds, we released this thing, and we're going to be releasing more stuff in 2025, right? And basically, again, said nothing. Like, every one of those was nothing. Was just nothing. It was rapid fire.
They didn't even say what they were like, for Warcry, they're like, we released something for Warcry, and they went to the next thing. They didn't even say they were going to release anything new.
They basically said Warcry is dead. Like, without saying the words. Because they literally said, for Warcry, we released Briar and Bone, which many people were excited about.
And then...
End.
Yeah.
And that was it. For all the rest of them, they were like, Underworld's as good as, we just released this new thing, and we've got lots of new cool Underworld's warbands coming in the next year. Warcry, they might as well have just said, we're done.
Make more meat trees. Like, they drove it into the ground with a dome location and a bunch of weird warbands, like that Bone Reaper warband. Dumb.
Yeah. So, like, and they did the same thing, like, Necromunda, new faction, and more stuff coming by 2025. Like, but they were just, like, rapid fire, again, pretty empty things, not like who or what, or pictures, or anything cool, or a model. It was just, like, basically, it was 2 quick minutes of, we will continue to release products in 2025. And it's like, well, yeah.
We assumed.
You have to.
You are an unusual game company in that you have releases 50 out of the 52 weeks of the year. Mm-hmm. That is very unusual, right? Like, they are weird as a company. We're all spoiled by the fact that they do so many releases. No company releases things 50 out of the 52 weeks of the year.
They should probably...
Games Workshop is like the only company that does that.
They should probably dial it back a scotch.
Yeah. So, like, yes, we assumed we were going to get books and miniatures for all your games. That's how this works. That you're a business. Mm-hmm. We thought you were going to sell us stuff. But thanks for confirming and wasting my life. Anyways, there you go. That's the recap, everybody. That's the recap of the Nova Open show. Look, if you're a Stormcast player and you like the new Ruination Chamber, I think you should be very excited. Super cool Reclusian models, like awesome new stuff. If you are a Blood Bowl player and you love Chaos Dwarves, for I assume the like 20 of you that exist in the world.
Big hats.
This is a great day because like those are again legitimately cool updates of those sculpts and great. And then if you play anything else, you got basically no anything to get you really hyped up. You got vague mentions and maybe an idea that this thing is coming and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. So yeah, bad job. Really bad job, GW. Really, really, really bad. You did bad. So there you go. That's my summary. Gentlemen, Adam, over to you. Any final things you want to say before we leave?
I still can't decide whether or not the Adepticon one was worse. Here's the reason why. I didn't see anybody falling asleep at Nova.
No, but a lot of people did leave.
Yeah, no, that's true.
A lot of people left in the middle.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's probably... Well, it's definitely worse in that it didn't show us much. It was a lot of sound and fury signifying nothing, and I think that's the problem. It's like they felt they had to make something, and they didn't think that they had anything to say, which is weird because they have things they could say. They just chose not to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sam?
One thing's for certain. I know the next preview is going to be fantastic. I'm ready to have my boots knocked off. I'm not even going to bring them to the show.
No, I wouldn't wear them.
Yeah.
You'll be looking for them.
Good trilogies come in threes, and I know this third one is going to knock it out of the park.
I think all trilogies come in threes.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
There you go. So yes, somebody said roadmaps are out, vision boards are in. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
There we go.
That feels much. If they would have been like, this is our vision board for
vision
AOS.
Board or mood board.
Yeah. It just said, instead of live, laugh, love, it says... Pewter plastic resin.
Resin metal plastic.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm gonna get that for my wall and like do the nice
I got that
swoopy
I got
font.
That font. I totally
resin metal plastic. Yeah. Absolutely. Armies, boxes, games.
Yeah.
Books. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. God knows we didn't, but that's all right. Hopefully you did.
I'm happy.
Hey, drop a like. subscribe, do all those fun things. If you want to support the show and our ongoing suffering and sitting through these events, there's lots of ways you can do so. I didn't mention that Super Chat was there because I always forget to say it's there, but it's there. Super Chat was on, but it's too late now. But thank you all for watching. There's links down below. Hey, hit up an affiliate link. Save yourself some money, pick up some new hobby stuff, and support the channel. There's also, since Uncle Adam is here, down in the links below, you can find all the books that Uncle Adam and I make together. In fact, right here on this notebook, right here. Here's a sneak preview for you. You ready? Adam and I'm gonna do it just like the GW show. Next year, Adam and I are gonna make a game, and this notebook right here.
Can I speed ramp it?
That you.
It'd be like.
Exactly. Exactly.
Smoke machine.
Yeah. This thing right here has the write-up for next year's game on it. So there you go. Look, I have now shown you
paper.
Something. There's paper. We'll release books.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can check out all of our games down below, and of course, there's the Patreon if you want to support the channel. At any rate, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. As always, we'll see you next Wednesday.
Your computer says weather alert, but I don't